Hi Space friends, it's been a while since the last videos. I've taken a bit of a break from doing YouTube stuff because it's quite time involved. But there's a few things now to show you. One of them is of course this, the big Super Rover. Quite a bit different from the last video I did on it, so let me show you around it. So we'll start with the overall size. As you can see, I really changed how the whole structure of it was going to be, and instead of having like two distinct sections with like the joining part in the middle, I've just got one whole thing. Same kind of concept with the modular bits, which I'll show you. I think the overall shape of this is much nicer. I think it's come out really good and I'm really happy with it. I don't know if this was shown on the last one, but basically we've got a door here and it opens, and then inside we've got a ramp that deploys so people can walk up and get inside. And then to keep this so that it's a sealed space for access, like an out, this whole section here comes off. Also we've got a hatch here with a ladder that leads in, so take that off. The ladder obviously leads inside, and then in here we've got a sealed door there and there and there, so this whole section is sealed off from the entire vehicle. So when people come in and out of the vehicle, obviously it would then seal this section off so that the air can't escape. So close that, close that. So on the outside we've got lots of different bits. We've got a landing platform here for this spaceship, which I built for this, and I made a massive LEGO sticker, space sticker to go on top. And then we've got the forward section with big air tanks and solar panels and satellite dishes and stuff. A random brick. Two big satellite dishes on the front, and let's start taking it apart so you can see. So in the front we have the cockpit section. We've got these angled computers for the main commander. These are just temporary people I've just put in here because I had spare peeps. And then we've got two seats for the drivers, I guess, the pilots. Loads of computers in there, and then an arched inner passage which leads to this bit, which is the hydroponics bay. We've got plants in here, we've got machinery and tanks and more plants and stuff going on. And then we've got a ladder that leads down, and if you then were to go down the ladder, you would get to the bottom section. And in the bottom section we've got more computers. We've got like a med bay, we've got, this guy's fallen over, we've got like a computer here, and a plant and some tools and some more tanks, and under there are the engines which are underneath the main section, which you can just about see through the clear parts. And then we've got a door, an inner door here, which obviously leads to the inner section, which is sealed off. And then if we take this off and this off, we can now see the back section, and we've got kitchen stuff with like a sink and food stuff and the plant thing growing there. We've got two beds in the back for sleeping. We have a toilet for pooping and a little shower. And then we've got like a seating area here where you can sit down. And then we've got that other access door there, which obviously leads in. Behind here we've got some air tanks and helmets in case you need them, and this door seals that off when it's open. So it's a bit like an emergency place you could hide, I guess, if there was an air leak. So that's the overall shape with it taken apart. Also we've got this back section here which has a lift on it, and if we drop it, there is a small vehicle inside, and he kind of folds up, and it's just a small little rover, and this rover sits back on the ramp. The ramp lifts up, this goes back underneath, and that sort of hitches it in place so it can't move. We've got the massive chunky wheels, big old light bar in the front, and a big bumper down there. So let's put it all back together. Roof, got this section, got this roof, got the back roof, we've got that. So that's the shape of it. I think it's pretty cool. What do you think? It took a very long time to build, obviously, and it's a lot of bricks. And there was a lot of redesigning whilst I was doing this to sort of get the shape. It's kind of different to build in this scale as opposed to like the standard Lego scale, because there's obviously a lot more parts. Weight plays, you know, a big thing. The more weight you have on the bottom, the easier it is for bits to fall out. So I had to do like a suspended floor. You can just about, I don't know if you can just about see it, but there's obviously there's pins there and then brick on the other side, and then the floor is sat on top of that. Because originally I had it sat on these plates which are underneath, but obviously the moment you put any pressure on it, the whole thing just sort of fell out. So instead we've got like a slightly raised floor on some stilts, almost some beams, which holds the whole thing together. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I love these big chunky old wheels, they're really cool, and it does work, it does drive quite well. We had it on the treadmill on an Instagram reel, and that worked. It was loud, but it worked really well. So yeah, that's a closer look at this one. We can move on to the other vehicles now. Next video I will show you the new big spaceship, which I've replaced the old one with. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever, comment, and I will see you in the next one.